Good evening. Or is it afternoon? Because I haven't got a fucking clue at this point. So, as they've just said, my name's Claire. I am, as you can see, somebody who likes to blend in the background. I am somebody who stands back, lets everybody else take the limelight. And then, 10 years ago, I went on Plenty of Fish. Now, I am old enough for Plenty of Fish. There's a lot of you in here that probably aren't. But I went on Plenty of Fish and I met this bloke. And then I married him. Now, I'd all like you to give a huge round of applause to my husband, Chris, who sat right there, for turning me into the fucking diva before you. My darlings, I was not a princess. I was sweet, innocent, lovely. But no, he was just like, come on, be independent, do what you want to do, have a great life. Okay then. So I'm glad he enjoyed turning me into the princess and the diva that I am. And it enabled me to let out my inner crazy. So, for example, we're going to talk a lot about my car and my travel tonight. But in my car, I've got my lovely friend Brian. Brian is the best security device I have ever had, because Brian is a head. Brian is a plastic head who looks realistic. No fuck has touched my car ever since then. Now, you might be able to tell that I'm not from around here. I've got a bit of an accent. I'm actually from Portsmouth. Does anyone know where Portsmouth is? Pretty good. I think it's south. I'll come back to why I'm not sure in a minute. Now, if you aren't sure where Portsmouth is, or you don't know about it, I can tell you it's a very special place. Way back when I was living there and enjoying my life, nobody knew where I was from until the Paulsgrove riots. Did any of you hear about the Paulsgrove riots? The Paulsgrove riots will tell you all you need to know about Pompey and the people that live there. The Paulsgrove riots started because there was a pedo living in the town. However, the pedo in question was a paediatrician working at the local hospital, and them thick fucks couldn't figure that out and so kicked off. So that is where I'm from. I just watched, actually, this is a little side note, this is nothing to do with my set, this is just a side note. Last night I was watching Missing Turns to Murder. It's one of my favourite shows. And as I'm watching it, there was a woman on there from Lee Park, and I was like, oh, fuck me, that takes me back. So, yeah, watch that, enjoy it. Now, I've got a lot of hobbies. I'm particularly fond of travel. Unfortunately, I'm not all that good at getting to where I want to be. I've got a skill, a talent for getting lost. I can get lost within 30 seconds of leaving my front door. Over the years, I've had a really good go at getting lost. I've done some amazing feats that would amaze anybody. So, my worst one, I went up to Scotland because my cousin lived in a little place called Dunoon. And she wanted an MP3 player. And I'd just blown up my car, so I wanted a car. So we did a straight swap. Tells you all you need to know about that car. I mean, literally, you'd go around corners and get a shower as the roof leaked. It was fantastic. So I went up there on the train, gave her her MP3 player. She gave me the car keys. I said, I've got a map. I know where I'm going. 7-hour journey home. I got there 24 hours later. Now, I drank enough Red Bull in that one night to kill a fucking horse. I went to the doctors the next day for a checkup, and they made me sit in the fucking waiting area until my blood pressure reduced. I was like, darlings, it's fine, it's just caffeine. I drink a lot of coffee, it's all right. Shit. But on that journey, I did discover, and this is something I want to share with you all because it's a really good piece of information, in the middle of fucking nowhere in Scotland, in fields surrounded with sheep, There's an ice cream van. Lovely fella runs it, has no customers, but he did tell me, you're in the wrong direction, love. Now, you know, I'm not always lost. Sometimes I know where I'm going. Like the time when I drove from Luton back home to Pompey. Nice straight ride, 2 hours down the motorway direction. You're just heading for the shore, aren't you, really? Yeah, no. I stopped for petrol and I was a bit lost. And the lady said, yeah, you're on the border with Wales, love. And at the time, I was dead racist against Welsh people. But luckily, she did change my opinion on that because she went and rung up her husband to come and rescue me and get me back on a motorway. And I'm glad I changed my opinion of that because I went and fucking married a Welshman and all, didn't I? My name is Claire Colley. I hope you are enjoying your evening this evening. I've had a lovely time. It's been a lot of hard work and I've made a lot of mates. If you want to do this, I suggest you do because it's a right laugh. Jay, I'll hand over. Goodbye.